The Carpe Diem Project is a single-player, third-person survival shooter created by a new Slovakia-based dev duo. This game gives off major Division vibes. The beautifully crafted dystopian world is fun to explore, the shooting feels crisp, and the character models are excellent. However, there are some major issues that may reduce the lifespan of this title. First of all, let's look at the graphics. I am running this on ultra settings on a laptop, and it looks fantastic and runs very smoothly. Only when I had about 50 enemies on screen did I encounter any performance issues, and that is unlikely to happen to you because I did this intentionally to gather enemies and eventually test the frame rate. The gameplay is solid, the shooting is one of the best aspects of this game, and I wish the devs included more guns, as you can only access an assault rifle, SMG, shotgun and a handgun, and you can only carry 2 of those at a time. A major downfall of the game is its mission system. You can select missions that take you to explore different parts of the large map, which sounds fun. The problem is that there are only 3 mission variations, and they just repeat at various locations around the map. The devs included a couple of extra interesting gameplay additions for the high difficulties, but they were not well executed. The first one is something called an acid storm, which pushes you into small circular areas on the map to avoid the incoming storm, just like almost every battle royale game out there right now. However, once you get there, you just exist. There's nothing to do, and you just have to stand there until the acid storm suddenly disappears. Then you just rinse and repeat that process over and over. The second gameplay feature is something called Enrage. Enrage affects enemy behaviour and is described by the devs as the longer you fight the enemies, the more they adapt to you and become more resistant and aggressive, which appears to just translate into faster, tankier enemies. Another issue to consider is that there are only a few different types of enemies, which isn't a problem until you level up and you can deal with them all pretty easily. The enemy designs are interesting and their abilities offer nice gameplay tweaks, but it quickly becomes apparent that there is a distinct lack of enemy variation. Plus, they cannot climb certain stairs, so it is easy to gather a group of high XP enemies, climb some stairs, and just pick them off with some easy leveling. Speaking of, the XP system is just broken. The XP multiplier on high difficulties means that you can just keep starting a game on high difficulties, kill some easy enemies for over 100 times the XP of the same enemy at the easier difficulty, and that just allows you to rapidly increase your character level in a very short period of time. With each level you can add points into perks which range from increasing health, stamina and ammo capacity, all the way to increasing damage output and weapon stability. I level myself to level 69 obviously, and stack my points into weapon damage and rate of fire. There was a noticeable difference in my stopping power, and that made the hardest difficulty a lot easier to manage. So the upgrading system works, but the means of gathering the XP does not. Behind all of this there's actually a story which is really well thought out. The problem is that the story is included in the press kit release, but not really anywhere else in the game. In fact, the story relates so little to anything in the game that it is completely divorced from anything you will do while playing, so I'm not even going to mention it. Bug-wise, I do not have many complaints. In all of the hours I played, I only experienced one bug where I would repeatedly fall through the map, but that was easily fixed by closing and reopening the game. For the most part, everything runs really well and it's actually quite a fun shooter. In its current state, the Carpe Diem project is a very good start. Honestly, it is not worth the $9.99 USD price tag, but I could easily see this gathering a cult following if there was some PvP or PvPvE gameplay areas added, much like The Division. But it appears that dev support for this game may have already ended. The devs have not released any new information on Steam, YouTube, Facebook or Twitter since the game's release on November 17th of this year, being 2022. As of now, I have to give this game 2 out of 10. The bones of a good game are right there, but it's just missing so much that you've seen everything it has to offer after an hour or two. I will certainly be following this game for another couple of weeks in case the devs drop a new update. If they don't, this game will most likely fade into obscurity.